Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A very good Monday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout, live right here in Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Thank you, Deborah, for listening across the Edmonton Sports Talk audio streams, edmontonsportstalk.com, tune in, iHeartRadio, for those watching on YouTube, listening on podcasts, wherever you hear podcasts. We greatly appreciate you. Tom Gazzola, Matt Iwanyk, Murray McCourt from the VIP Golf Show,
Nice.
And the Ranch Golf and Country Club. He is in the Hangout as well for you on this Monday in the Hangout. It is brought to you by Sentinel Storage, Canada Storage, experts more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life transitions, by Canadian, store Canadian. Gents, how are we today?
No complaints out of me.
No?
Yeah, another week underway, but nothing going on too crazy.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day again to all the moms out there. Lots of great Instagram stories and stuff, and we went out for dinner, the whole family, and it was nice.
Where'd you go?
Cactus Club.
Oh, nice. Good spot.
It was good downtown, and shout out to the staff there. They were slammed, and they handled it very well. And then everyone came over to my place after, and it was like herding cats. I love everybody. But as soon as everyone left, I was like, all right.
You can breathe again.
Yeah, I got to clean all this crap up. And then I'm going to go lay down because I'm tired. That was a lot. It was...
Do you have a go-to dish at Cactus Club?
Well, I had the rigatoni bolognese yesterday. And, I mean, I could eat pasta for every meal.
Italian in you, yeah.
I know. It was fantastic. It was great, a good time. Lots of energy in there yesterday, so... Just a happy Mother's Day to the moms out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw him too.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I was coming back for Mother's Day. You were getting set for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Well, there you
I
go.
just was at my folks. I made some brunch. Brother's family all came over, hung out for a few hours. It was nice.
Wow.
It's nice and quiet. And then when my brother and their family all left, my dad helped them load up the car and stuff and gone. So my mom and I just sat in like silence for like 5 minutes. It was lovely because there were 3 little kids around. So love them, but there was a little bit of loudness at one point.
Boy.
So having like that 5-minute silence was just like peaceful.
Hey, so a quick note. My cousins were over, and I don't think that the silence and the noise, I think it just will remain.
Oh, yeah?
And as they get older, it gets worse and worse and angrier and angrier.
Oh, I'm good with it. It was just, the one is like the baby, she's teething and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And she was a little hot and stuff. So she was just, there's not much you could, like you're trying to help soothe the pain, but there's not much you could do though at that point. So
I like to think that I'm a good husband to Jess and whatnot. But, Mother's Day, I mean, she does give me a little grief for this. But, Sundays, I got to get up early. I got to go do my show.
Busy guy.
And then I golf on Sundays. So with my buddies. So that's kind of a sacred time. I don't actually get to play a lot of golf. But so Sunday golf is a sacred time to me. And,
how long have you been doing that?
20 years.
Yeah.
Ever since I've been at the ranch, 20 years. It's evolved over time, but me and KK are the two constants. But so Jess went to, what did Murray do for you for Mother's Day? Well, he went and did a show, and then he went golfing with his buddies. And all right,
you're working.
Yeah,
You're working.
but she got to hang out with Luke.
Fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. But you're supposed to maybe spoil them a little bit or whatever. I mean, I got her a nice gift. And then we always go to her parents for family dinner on Sunday night. So we were there, had some nice wine, and her dad cooked up some beef fillet, which is delightful. So, but ultimately, she didn't get a restful pampering day because she had to worry about Luke. So
you can make up for it.
Another time, sure.
Another time.
Yeah. Exactly.
You celebrate Mother's Day every day.
Well, that's kind of what I put on my social media. I put a post out there, and I said that I appreciate Jessica and every day, not just today, but every day. So
that's Rip City Steps' best comment of the week. And I know it's Monday. Part of the joke.
Well, there you go. Yeah. They're the first text in EST that you've seen this week.
No, I saw some earlier today.
Oh boy, what were people?
When I wake up, I always
click on and just see?
And see what everyone's up to. Say good morning on the morning show.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, what's got people fired up this morning? Anything fun?
Well, Rip said this is where it comes from. He said that the Carolina Hurricanes, he was praising them. And I'm like, wait till they play a good team.
Well, they can only play who's in front of them.
So now Rip City says, can you guys believe Tommy actually agreed to be the equipment manager for Benny's ball hockey team if the Hurricanes win the cup? Is this something that has happened, or is Rip just saying this?
I can't remember. I think he's making it up, to be honest with you.
So there was something.
There might have been.
On the Hello Hockey?
Perhaps.
Well, what was it?
I don't know. It was a non-factor because it's never going to happen.
EST afternoons. It's myself. It's Benny, and it's Gager this week. I'll get to the details that day. Benny will get Benny. If you're listening right now, he might be just asleep. He's young enough. I'll give him his ample time so I can get to the bottom of this and let him go.
I think Steven is making this up.
Tell me what the Carolina Hurricanes' weakness is.
They're too small and they're too much of the same dynamic. And their goaltending can be shaky.
Just not yet in the playoffs.
They don't know how in the playoffs.
I have two concerns with the Hurricanes, just off history. Well, one's off history, and that's one. Once they get to the conference final, they can't do it the last few times. Yeah. 3 appearances in the last 8 years or something, and they have 1 win. That's the biggest thing for me. Also, can they beat the Carolina or the Colorado Avalanche?
Well, I have a tough time seeing them beat the Colorado Avalanche, but
that's the big one.
I think they'll beat Montreal or Buffalo.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, those are 2 young, up-and-coming teams. Carolina's been a solid team for a long time, and they're a solid team right now. I small, sure, but they're
small, skilled, speedy.
Depth, they got depth.
But if a Montreal or a Buffalo can keep pace with them and push them around and get to Freddie Anderson, it's over. I'm sorry. Who did they beat for Ottawa? Ottawa, deeply flawed, injured, internal strife, let's call it. And we were hoping Ottawa could beat them up a little bit. They did, but not when it mattered. Philly, blissfully into the playoffs and blissfully past the Penguins in the first round. No match for Carolina. I'll admit that. But
they're a bit of a physical team, and they're not beating them up any. What do you say? Philly.
Yeah, but I don't think they could keep up with the Canes either.
You can't skate with them, but yeah. Montreal should be able to skate with them for sure. Yeah. And Buffalo probably could too.
And then they'll run into the buzzsaw that is Colorado or Minnesota.
Wow.
Good night, Irene.
Yeah, Minnesota got a
or it's 20 years since their anniversary. History repeats itself, and the Carolina Hurricanes wins the cup for the second time in franchise history.
And then you get half of Oil Cut. You're going, too soon. I'm not ready for this. I understand.
And then you're going to be ball hockey equipment manager for Benny's ball hockey team.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, if you made a bet.
I mean, I would call, in that case, you're basically just like a trainer helping a bunch of guys go through a, running test or something, because it's glorified cardio.
Well,
sure, but if that's the bet and there was a bet named, you're going to have to do that.
Yeah, I don't know if I made that bet.
In ball hockey, would the equipment manager not just be the guy that's passing out the beers after the game?
I would just squirt the water in
the mouth
when they come off after
maybe
their
fill the water bottles
their
up.
sprint test.
But it's also ball hockey, so half the water bottles probably have beer in them too.
Oh no, these guys I think take that activity very seriously.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. In beer league hockey, is it not beer on the bench too?
Yeah, but that's a sport.
But what's the difference between a adult men's ball hockey and an adult men's just
one's a glorified activity, the other one's a sport.
Which one are you calling the sport?
Murray.
Well, I think you're saying hockey, obviously.
Nailed it.
Okay, but to them, so you're saying to them, they're all serious into ball hockey when they're
serious into glorified.
Really? Okay.
Activities.
I get that.
It's a thing. It started with my brother. He plays ball hockey, and people talk about ball hockey like it's a very important part of life. I think it's good fitness.
Sure, my kid plays ball hockey too.
It's fun.
And it's fun to go watch, but I mean, it's an activity, and it's
for guys who can't skate.
which is my son, because the ice is too slippery. That's his excuse. I don't want to skate because the ice is too slippery.
Basically, I rattled off like 9 ongoing jokes, inside jokes that we've had on here since we started.
Okay.
Yeah. And people are going to be, how dare you not like ball hockey? I just explained it. I make fun of my brother for playing ball hockey. He got very upset with me, didn't talk to me for 2 months because I did it. And then now I just continue to mock it.
Well, you don't see ball hockey on TV all day, every day like you do real hockey.
This is a fact.
Yeah. Roller hockey disappeared too off the face of the earth. It was a thing for a little while.
I saw somebody going for rollerblading on a Friday. I was like, oh, that's wonderful. I haven't rollerbladed I don't know how long.
I never have.
You've never rollerbladed?
I've never been on rollerblades in my life.
Rollerblading's fun.
They're fun, especially growing up. Yeah, put those on as a kid and just rip around the neighborhood.
Yeah, it'd be good fitness activity for sure.
Great activity for fitness.
And, if you go for runs or whatever, if you go on rollerblading, you're using different muscles too. So a little variety in your cardio, that'd be all right.
I played one summer of inline, like roller hockey. It was okay. Not the same.
What's different?
There is different movements and like technique, a little bit the strategy's tweaked because there's no stop. Well,
you can't stop.
You can kind of stop and start, but it's not the same.
No. It's not as quick and
Yeah, you're not
there's a lot of flow and timing to it.
Yeah.
It was fun. Like it was. I didn't mind it, but I also would rather be outside, not sweating in a soccer center, and guys hacking and whacking.
Okay. Well, is it
risk of injury and stuff like that?
Did it get pretty chippy?
Yeah, it does. Ball hockey does too. Those guys take it, like I said, very seriously. So, no, it's neat. It's a good. I'd call that one a glorified activity as well.
The roller hockey. Yeah.
Now, what about roller derby? Just kidding.
That's crazy. That stuff is nuts.
Is it real though?
Roller derby?
Yeah, or is it basically like WWE?
There used to be a TV
blades?
One of it.
But
there was a sport of all that.
I thought that was all fake though.
I think it's still going because there's
Sarah leagues
from BP 170. She used to be social media person there. She did roller derby and she was competing for Team Canada or like trying out for Team Canada roller derby.
Really?
Yeah, no, I think there's actual leagues.
Huh. Learning something new every day.
Well, we have the Eville Roller Derby. They're local. It's a roller derby league here in town.
But is it real? Are they actually hitting each other?
Oh, that looks pretty. What did I just see there?
It's intense. What do they do it in gyms?
This one just came up and oh no, she barely pushed her down. I have no idea what that is.
Now, is there like a ball or is there a scoring system? That I never understood.
Yeah, I don't get this fully. But no, it looks legit, Murray. Like this ain't no wrestling. This ain't no planned thing.
It's not scripted, hey?
No, not at all.
I have a text for you, Murray.
All right.
780-218-9999 as we roll into the week. This one says, my kid and a few buddies went to the ranch yesterday, absolutely raved about the course. They were told to join the ranch rewards program and got $5 off their after round poutines. They absolutely loved it. Keep up the great work, Murray. Well done.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, that's the loyalty of the ranch. How that started, we think this is year 8 or whatever. And believe it or not, there's like almost 14,000 people have signed up for our app.
Wow. And
when that came out, we were having some brainstorming and I kind of was looking for something, some type of a rewards program. Mm-hmm. And, but I didn't want, a little punch card, you play 10 rounds, you get an 11th round free. I mean, I thought, I want something more dynamic than that, something a little more interesting. And I got thinking, my wife was fascinated with the Shoppers Drug Mart Optimum card. And she always wanted to buy all of that type of product at Shoppers Drug Mart because you get points and then you get a bunch of free stuff.
Right.
And so she was enthralled with it. So I'm like,
It's a solid program. It's one of the better ones out there.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why don't I do something like that at the ranch? And so I literally searched the world to try to find a company that had built a loyalty app for a golf course. So they knew, because I had in my mind exactly what I wanted it to look like. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't find, there had never been a golf course in the world that had done this. So I started my own company. I partnered with with a guy that is a top app developer in Canada, and I developed this app with him.
Yep.
With the intent that I'd get it to work at the ranch, which it's worked perfectly. I mean, it's amazing. And then I would figure out how to sell it to other golf courses around the world, and I'd get rich.
And?
Well, I don't know how to sell apps to golf courses. I know a lot about business, and I know I'm pretty good at figuring out how to make money and stuff like that. But I didn't know how to do that. Otherwise, I'd probably be retired right now. I don't know, because I still think that idea is an absolute massive gold mine. When I tell people the numbers of the ranch, how many people are on it, how much money those people have spent at the ranch over the years, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
And so, but I just wasn't smart enough to sell it to other golf courses. I didn't know what to do.
Like your wife, Jess, and like Maddie is saying, like, if you're feeling you're getting good value out of it in the reward return, like this group of younger guys got $5 off their poutines. That's great. All they had to do is be a member and scan the app.
Yeah.
Now I know there's the people that are like, well, they get your information. I don't want to give my information. Well, it's like, I'm sorry. You're walking around with all your information on this thing.
Yeah.
So you're kind of already hooped.
Yeah, we send a few push notifications on it, but nothing too crazy.
But the fact that if customers and people coming out to the course are feeling like they're getting something back and having the app, stuff like that, then it's worth it, right?
Yeah, and then if you get a little information, I mean, if you get inundated, I get it. Like if we all probably have companies that email us something like daily. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
That's overdoing it. But if you get an email or a notification like once a month, twice a month, well, if you're a customer of theirs, I mean, you're like, oh, this is cool. Oh, I didn't know about this. I mean, it can be beneficial to you to receive that information, because then, oh, I better get out there and play again because I can do this or whatever.
I'm surprised no other golf courses would be interested in what you've developed.
Well, I mean, they probably would be if I'm also a busy man, so
You don't have time to hit the ground, calling, visit them, be like, hey, this is what I have.
Exactly.
These are the numbers.
I mean, I probably, sure, I could have hired somebody to go do that, but...
So it's still possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had some communication with a company out of Ontario that they heard about it, and they're like, oh my God, we want to bring this into our repertoire and sell it to golf courses, because they're selling other stuff to golf courses across North America. But they wanted to do it, but they got their irons in so many different fires. They could never really put a lot of time into it. They just wanted to have it like an add-on as another thing. And oh, by the way, are you interested in a loyalty program? But anyways, but it stood like I know factually that there's conversations that happen. Like, say we're buddies. Hey, what do you want to do this weekend? You want to go play a game? Yeah, let's go play a game of golf. And then you'd pipe up and say, hey, well, we're going to the ranch because if I play one more round, I'm going to have enough points that I'm going to be able to get a new tailor-made putter for free.
That's pretty sweet, actually.
So we got to go there because then I'm getting the points. And if you guys aren't collecting points, I get your points because I get all this stuff for free. I mean, why wouldn't you? But ultimately, my entire business model of the ranch is unmatched value. And a number of years ago, well, not a number of years, it was 3 or 4 years ago, we got ranked by Score Golf magazine. They did public golf courses in Canada by value. We were number 30 in all of Canada, number 2 in Alberta, number 1 in Edmonton, which verifies that the business model is working. And that didn't even take into account our loyalty app. It just took into account the quality of course and what you charge. But so that loyalty app wasn't part of that, or we would have skyrocketed up that list even higher.
Always innovating.
Trying.
Yeah. Never stagnating. Another text came in for you. Said, Murray, the younger players today aren't as into beer. They prefer a nice pull off the vape and a gummy.
Yeah, well aware of that. And you hear of restaurants in particular talking about how their liquor sales are way down and things like that. It's not at the ranch. We sell so much beer, it is crazy. And it is not dropping. And I recognize and realize that people are doing that. And we can't sell them gummies if it legally becomes possible for us to. Could you imagine? You walk in the snack shack, can I get 4 Kokanees, 4 hot dogs, and 4 joints? Or whatever, right? Like,
well, there's a level to me that I don't understand why that isn't the case yet. If I go to Rogers Place, even I could buy beer.
Yeah.
Why can't I buy a gummy?
That's a interesting.
That's the part. The only thing with the gummy is it takes a little bit to hit you.
Is it government regulated?
It is. That's why we.
It's very
can't do
regulated.
it. Yeah.
It is very. They can't
Right, so that's
advertise, I
probably-
believe, and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's like the people, the driving while under the influence. That's a big thing,
Right.
But that's the same thing with alcohol. So it's like I could be going to the game and not driving. I'm there with a bunch of friends, or I could be taking public transportation. Why can't I do this? And like, look, you could bring your own in. That's the alternative. Is they can't, like Rogers Place. You can't stop me from bringing in a gummy.
Yeah.
And I could take this gummy if I want to. But I find it fascinating that they can't go sell those things.
There's so many rules around all that stuff in terms of the reason the rules are in place is to stop the ranch or any other restaurant, Rogers Place, from over serving you.
Yeah.
And then you get in a car and, who knows? Trouble happens. But because of things like we're just talking about right now, I don't think you could ever win a lawsuit against a facility anymore for over serving you, because who the heck knows if you took 2 or 3 gummies while you were on the golf course. I mean, I don't know
Or
much
if you're
about
on some kind of pain medicine, but you're doing it for the wrong, you're not really in pain.
Right.
Right? Like you see a lot of people get addicted to
I
pain
remember
medication.
years ago when I was down in Nanton, before the ranch, I was the head pro manager of the Nanton Golf Course south of Calgary, and the food and beverage there was my own private business. And there was a member there that on the way home from the golf course rolled his truck. And he told me a few days later, well, I'm going to have to, I'm really sorry about this, but I'm going to have to sue you because of what went on or whatever. It's going to negatively impact me. And I'm like, well, if you feel you need to do that, go ahead. However, you're going to lose, because I know factually and could get 1 million people to stand up and say that you bring personal booze to the golf course with you every time you play. And so the second that people line up and say, well, yeah, we know that's true. We know that's true. You lose because we didn't necessarily overserve you. You overserved yourself.
Yeah.
So
It's kinda-
fill your boots if you feel you want to do that, but you're going to lose.
It's funny. There's always this notion for a lot of people that it's never their fault, right? It's always somebody else that put them into a dire situation.
Well, like another interesting story at the ranch is we had, this was years ago too, we had we still have a firefighters tournament at the ranch, and this group, they're great, but we used to have one that was a different, I don't know exactly who they were, but they were firefighters, and they wanted to break the rules. They thought they could do whatever the heck they wanted, and they had a booze hole in the golf course. It didn't come from us, which is illegal, and so we actually could get in trouble from EGLC if we allow that to go on. So we went and kiboshed it and took it away from them. And then this guy goes on social media and absolutely trashes us to no end on social media. But I'm thinking, these rules are in place. Like, you're a fireman, you're going to car accidents, and you're the one that is coming across accidents where drunk drivers kill themselves, kill other people or whatever. And you're the one going to deal with it. And we're the bad ones because we're trying to enforce the rules that are in there to stop you from having to go do that. Like, I was like mortified by that guy. I mean, sure, if you want to trash us because you're not happy about us just doing what we have to do by the law, okay, that's fine. But when you're in that industry that's the ones going to respond to these accidents that happen from drunk drivers, like what are we doing here? I was not very thrilled about that. Like, come on, like.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you've been doing the golf tournament for a while here, and you do it hand in hand with Murray. I don't know. It doesn't seem like you have a hard time following the
they're very good.
Game plan.
They're very good at outlining what the rules are
That is
by
within
the
the parameters of the law.
It's interesting. Some of the things I've learned. It's like, well, they don't do that other places. So they're clearly, though, I've learned allowing people to overstep boundaries, which one could cause the consequences on the road. But I know you guys, Adam and Trevor are great. They're like, it could cost us our liquor license.
Right.
Yeah.
That would hurt our business. We ain't risking our liquor license for you.
Right.
Like, we're not doing we're not risking it for anyone and stuff, because from a business model that that does have value to you. But it was fascinating to learn some of those rules. And we had the EST golf class. I attempt to be as firm as I can with it. I let people know, like last year we had our 2 drink holes, Alley Cat and Brew House were there. And then as I was filling out the other people, like, I can bring liquor. I'm like, nope, you're not allowed.
Right.
I have my 2. I'm only allowed 1 per 9. Can't do another one. And that's because they follow the rules so well at the ranch.
Yes.
Well, because we do so many tournaments too, we're a little more on the radar of AGLC and people think that that's just a thing. Like, I typically, I'm going to say 2 to 3 times a year, either someone will come out to the ranch, I'll get a phone call from them where they're grilling me about this, that, or the other thing, and making sure.
When they come out, do they tell you that, like, do they have to come introduce to them, or is it like one of those shadow things where they do around or like something, and then they come up and be like, hey, we're a secret shopper, you did this.
Yeah, that happens too for sure.
Does
Especially,
it?
If you hear that at lots of places, like if you are not IDing people that look younger, and they catch you doing that, it's not good.
No, and it's interesting you say like the drink sales are pretty steady. I can understand like less younger people going to bars, patios, restaurants the way we did, whatever. Because, and you see it too, like they're into their video games and screen time and doing Instagram, TikTok videos, all that influencer stuff. They're very kind of like the social connection and dynamic has changed too. Yeah. So
it has for sure.
But then if you're going golfing, what do you do when you go golfing? Well, it's hot outside, it's nice outside. Let's get some swing lubricant. Well, what's that? A beer, a cocktail, coffee and Baileys if you're playing a morning round.
For sure.
Yeah.
To be honest, our policy at the ranch is we don't allow marijuana on our property. Do we really enforce that? No, but we have that policy because there's kids around.
Yep.
It does the smell, if you're doing
skunky,
that, can offend other people or bother other people.
Yep.
So if we get complaints, yes, we'll go say, hey, listen, we're getting complaints about what you guys are doing and the impact it's having on others. So our policy is we don't allow it. So please stop. And now if we don't get complaints and we know what's happening, like we're not going to do it. It is legal, but I think, especially when there's kids around and stuff like that, like it's just
like a courtesy thing.
Yeah, I think so. And it's even though marijuana is now legal and alcohol is legal, I still think marijuana hasn't caught up into alcohol in terms of full acceptance.
But it should. It should be there higher than alcohol because there's even a comment, Big Uke's distant cousin. Let's add a bunch of stoners to the drunks at Rogers. The fights will be crazy. I've never seen, and there might be, I've been around enough high people, I've been around enough drunk people. The aggressive nature comes from the alcohol. It does not come from weed.
And certain kinds of alcohol, even more.
I honestly, if we had gone back in time and it was marijuana that was legal and not alcohol, and we added alcohol and stuff, and it was working its way up, we'd be going, what's going on with alcohol here or something? And if majority of people were high at Rogers Place, we wouldn't be seeing fights.
Yeah.
That actually, and you're right that there is still that little bit of that stigma around marijuana stuff, but it shouldn't be as much. Like, still shouldn't be driving, shouldn't be doing any of that with it.
Still.
No matter what, driving while under the influence, can't be doing that. But if I had to be around either people who are completely drunk or people who are completely high, give me the high people any day.
Yeah, they're very mellow.
Yeah,
they're mellow.
Relaxed.
That's generally what you're going to go get with all of them.
Yeah.
And now with it, there is the dosing of it, so you could go very small.
Yep.
Just to give you that little extra relaxation or whatever you need. And that's why I know some golfers will do it. It just gives them, it calms the nerves, just that enough that allows them to get going in the golf and stop getting in their own ways and golf.
Yeah. Gummy makes me too loose. Just too like.
You're probably taking too high of a dosage.
No.
Or that's where some people say with the pen, you just need a quick hit off that pen. It just gets it to that right level.
I'd like to have a beer when I'm golfing, and then if you have a nice chill night, sit on the balcony at home, maybe have a delicious gummy.
On your own, that's
Just I have the best sleeps.
right.
Yeah, maybe
Because
get giggly.
because you get high, or because what's in it just relaxes you to make you sleep. Because if you drink alcohol before, it impacts your sleep in a negative way.
Yeah, exactly. No, with the gummies, like I know there's different kinds that do different things, but in general, I just, if your mind is always racing, it just goes away and just sleep like an angel.
When I do it off my pen or something, I sleep very well. I have some of my best sleeps if I do that. That's generally why I would do it. It's just it helps me sleep at night.
Yeah.
You know what? This weekend sounds like a great time to start. Again.
Man, I'm call me naive, whatever. And I'm not. You guys are a lot younger than me and hipper than me or whatever. But I did drugs when I was younger. But I quit drugs in February of grade 12, and I've never touched them since.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, is it? I mean, you guys are saying all these good things about it, make you sleep good,
but that's each their own. But there are huge. There's negative benefits to them. Like if you're smoking it, that isn't good for your lungs.
No.
Just like smoking cigarettes or cigars. Like there is a negative benefit. It's not perfectly healthy. So it's the balancing of vices too in that sense. Having a glass of wine, depending on which study you want to go to, having a glass and a half, if you're male, I believe is a glass. If you're female, is good for the health. One day each day. But at the same time, like, is it really fully good for the health?
Yeah.
And should we, like, as you're drinking alcohol, you're slowly killing yourself slightly or poisoning your body. Yeah. But we do it. We enjoy it.
It's if you don't have the 1 or 1.5 glasses of wine a day, and then at the end of the week you have like 7 glasses on one day, does that still count? Does that make it equal or no?
I believe that's binge drinking. But interesting rationale.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never liked smoking weed or anything like that. But I've like the gummies and the chocolates. I just find
there's chocolates. I didn't know that. See,
this
is how naive I am to
There's
that stuff.
soft drinks.
Yeah.
There's teas.
Yep.
There's all sorts of different ways you could do it now.
Yeah.
If you ever want to see, go to Plant Life. Just to look. It is something else just to see what they have there. Yeah. It's something else. What this industry that was hidden for so long has actually become, and what you could do with it. It's wild. Mm-hmm. And the stores are very nice. They're beautiful.
They are
just beautiful looking
great.
stores inside.
Well, fairly recently, this past winter, I got invited. There's a massive cannabis factory in Atchison. Mm-hmm. And, I met somebody who was there. They asked me if I would like to come and have a tour of their facility. And I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity or whatever. And man, like it was fascinating, and seeing the whole process of everything they're doing and whatnot. Like I was fascinated by it. They did give me a whole bunch of gifts when I left, but I just went back to work and said, here.
How did you distribute those gifts?
Oh, well, I just basically threw it on the counter and said, here, have at her, everybody.
How quick gone like that, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was. I mean, and that's fine. I mean, I don't care what other people do.
Yeah.
I mean, and it is legal, so what? Like, I'm not judgerson about it or whatever. I don't care. It's just not something I'm going to do.
But you nailed the point. The stigma. There's still a bit of a stigma on that one, and it hasn't got there, and it will get there. It's going to take still a while. Mm-hmm. As the younger generation keeps growing older, and we like our generation, that generation slowly become more of the population and stuff. It'll become standard, but right now there still is that little extra stigma.
I might say I have a tiny little bit of it when it comes to, like, if you're walking into a mall or you're walking into a restaurant and some guy's smoking a joint like right by the front door. I mean,
it's obnoxious.
That smell
absolutely, but the same you could say for cigarette. If you're smoking cigarettes,
well, I don't
it's
like
also
that either.
obnoxious, right? Like it's anyone that's smoking. I'll just throw that in general. That's obnoxious, and that's why there's rules to be further away.
Yeah, and smokers, like, this is more cigarette smokers, but they're smoking and they just blow the smoke and it's like in your face. Like, are you out of your mind? You just did that. Like,
yeah, it's gnarly.
Yeah.
Although I will say, like, I do find, like, whenever I'm around people that are going to go smoke a joint, there still is a thing for a lot of people to go to, like, the back alley or something to do it.
Yeah.
Like there still is that level of, okay, well, we got to go a little bit further away to hide this. And that's still in there with a lot of weed smokers.
Sure.
That we can't just, it's not just out in the open completely all weed. Sometimes it's like, I'm at a bar, okay, I'm going to go outside, but I'm going to go walk well over here and do it.
Yeah.
One thing on the rewards, I like this from Raider Jesse, talking about a good loyalty rewards program, says, I've gotten 2 Nintendo Switches, an Xbox Series X, a new $1,000 Dyson. Oh, I'm jealous of that.
Wow.
And more over the years with Optimum points. That's from Raider Jesse.
Yeah, Optimum is probably one of the best point system there is out there.
Yeah. New one out there.
Starbucks has ruined theirs.
Starbucks ruined it?
Starbucks used to be pretty solid. X amount of dollars. Like I think it's $1 for a star or whatever it is. But however many stars it used to be, I think... I could be wrong. I think it was 50 stars. Maybe it was 25 stars got you a free coffee. It was a solid program they had there. If you got to so many, you got gold status for the year, which gave you a little extra. And then they bumped the stars back further, and then it became, okay, I think it was 25, then it was 50 for just a brewed coffee, everything else. And then all of a sudden it was 100 for a brewed coffee. And now they've changed it even more, where it's ridiculous. There's like no benefit. Before it used to be if you had because I then had a gift card or a Starbucks card. If you used that card, you got 2 stars for every $1. But if you used anything else, you got 1 star. Now that's gone. They just changed it more recently. And before it would be like to be a point they'd do double star days or things like that. I consistently went to Starbucks to go get my coffee because I'm also I want to collect some stars to get my free drinks.
Free drink, exactly.
Just like all that. Okay, they do a thing. If you have 3 drinks this in a week, you get X amount of stars. And I'm like, hey, well, I had 2 already. I should make sure I go finish this off. I'm going to go get a 3rd coffee this week to get it done. And then I get a crap load of stars. I'd get something free later. But now it's just like, Now it's just like once in a while, I'll be like, I'll go get a Starbucks. But they used to have a pretty solid rewards program. They've slowly chipped away at ruining it. And this last one, I think they went so far that I think there's just a lot of people like, this is just an awful point system now.
So 2 things. One thing back on the one that I developed at the ranch, me and my partner, we had it developed. So all these other companies like Starbucks and McDonald's and Booster Juice and all that have these apps, they all could have done it through our app. Our idea was you would have you'd open up the app and say, oh, golf courses or restaurants or whatever, and then go and do it. So they all could have just used our app instead of creating their own if I would have known how to do it. But further, I want to ask if you guys or maybe some listeners out there know about a new rewards program, or fairly new, called the Scene Card or something.
That's everywhere.
Scene's been around for a long time.
Well, I don't really know anything about it. And I air miles collector, and I've got a bazillion rewards like that guy's talking about with air miles over the years. But so many places that I shop, I've gone away from air miles and used the Scene Card now, and I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, Safeway used to be air miles for the longest time, but they've
Shell.
switched to Scene.
Scene like 2 years ago, maybe.
No, Safeway went years ago
more
to
than that?
Scene.
But then, like, you go to
But Shell did make the switch to Scene.
Scene, yeah.
City Market, it's like PC Optimum. But then I do it through my credit card. I get Aeroplan, which is not that great either.
Right, but Scene, especially I think if you're a Scotiabank, because I feel like it was from Scotiabank
It
or
was
something.
originally. I do remember
You
that.
get extra points or something, and it's great for movies and things like that. I've never gotten into the Scene. But that is, if you get into that program, it's a decent program. But like no one takes air miles almost anymore.
I know, and I've got air miles. It's like, well, what the heck?
Air Miles had like a good 30-year run, it felt like.
Yeah, and they just changed their rewards too, so there's way more options that you can get with the air miles now that I love. So
I just spilled coffee all over myself.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'll just have a wet stain on me for a while. That's awesome. When did Safeway switch? I feel like it was a while.
Well, further to kind of your point on choices that you make.
Yeah.
My wife and I quit going to Safeway when they went to Scene.
2023. I thought it was longer than that. So yeah, you're pretty much on 3 years ago.
We quit going to Safeway specifically because they no longer took
Air Miles.
So it's like, well, why do we want to go here if we're not going to get some rewards out of it?
Yeah.
And then,
Just get a Scene card.
Well, but I've done a little research.
free.
On it. That's why I'm hoping that someone jumps up and tells me how good or bad it is, because I've resisted getting it because I'm like, I've read a little bit that it's maybe not that good. But
Baptized Big Uke Scene has a decent points to cash program.
Which one?
Scene.
Oh, I see.
I find, here it is. 1,000 Scene points get you $10 off groceries.
Yeah, but that doesn't tell you anything. How much groceries do you have to buy to get 1,000 points?
Yeah, I've collected my Costco points. I have a whole bunch sitting there. I don't know how much I have. Maybe I'll just get like a TV or new tires or something.
Costco points?
Costco is tied in with MasterCard. Yeah. And they do like if you have the MasterCard, you do gas there or obviously groceries or anything else. It builds and builds and you get cash back or whatever they call it. I have a bunch just sitting there.
See, that's where credit cards are great too. I have a couple credit cards that give you nice cash back.
Yeah, that's the Costco credit card. It's the MasterCard now.
Okay. But like there's other credit cards like just whatever you spend, you're getting cash back.
Well, on my other one's my Aeroplan.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another question for you about the ranch. I like this. We're getting a lot of ranch questions. How's the patio build coming along? I'll be checking it out on Friday after my club fitting I won on the VIP golf show.
Oh, nice. Well, thanks for listening to the VIP Golf Show. And that patio where I partnered with Green Tree Outdoor Living.
Yep.
And they wanted to work with us, and they are building a massive, incredibly looking patio right beside our snack shack.
Great snack shack, by the way.
And wait, I'll show you pictures here in a second. And so this deck that they're building, it's going to be called, we haven't finalized the name yet. It's going to be called the Green Tree something. Might be the Green Tree Yard, might be the Green Tree Terrace, might be the Green Tree Corral. But, we're going to go out to the yard to have a drink or whatever. But I'll show you pictures. I mean, this is going to be sick. It's
the corral ties in with the ranch theme.
It does. I mean, we don't necessarily, we piggyback on that some, but not a ridiculous amount. You guys got to see this. This is... And they are doing this patio up unbelievable because they want to showcase to our customers.
Is this renderings?
Yeah.
Nice.
They want to showcase to our customers what they can do in people's yards.
Right.
And so they want it to be fancy as heck. And there's going to be some incredible rock features. There's going to be a water feature. And it's high end. Like you can see the flooring on the deck is stone.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay, on what side of this? So when you're coming
towards
down.
the parking lot.
Towards the parking lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next year, I'm going to do another little deal with them next year to do something smaller on the other side where we have that cement pad where you walk around to the washrooms behind the snack shack. I'm going to do something have them do something small on that side. But just because on this side, they wanted to be fancy. So we're going to use it a lot for registration for afternoon tournaments in particular.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when we do flips from the morning tournaments to the afternoon tournaments, the rampway up to the building gets inundated with people, but we need that space to be clear for carts to get up and for us to get ready for the next tournament. So now with this, we're really hoping that people that aren't up in the main restaurant will hang out down there. And
what's on
Can
that
I show
side
it to the
right
camera?
now?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
What's on that side right now?
It's rocks.
Just rocks.
Rocks. There's trees there too. And so this patio is being built in the trees, and yeah. So there was a wagon. Yeah, there was a old wagon that was on the property when it became a golf course.
Yeah.
But they're using some of that in it. They took the wheels off of it, and it's gonna off of that old wagon. So it kind of pays homage a little bit to the history of the ranch when it was a ranch before a golf course and stuff. So it's crazy cool. Yeah.
It's a good spot. I look forward to getting out there. Hopefully soon. My brother, speaking of golf, he broke 90 for the first time in his life.
Good for him.
On Friday or Saturday. He went 39.50.
Oh boy, good start.
Yeah.
So interesting question. I have a new thing on the VIP Golf Show this year is I have an engagement question every week where one person that in response to the engagement question, each show goes into a draw where they can win a custom fit TaylorMade driver later on in the year. But one of the questions
VIP Golf Show Sundays at 8 a.m.
Oh, thanks for that. One of the questions I had, not this week, but last week was, if you can break 90 following 100% of the rules of golf, is that the number that makes you a good golfer? Or should the number be lower?
Good golfer is perception, though, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So some people might think maybe that number should be 80. Some people might think that number should be 100.
Yeah.
But following all the rules, because a lot of people don't count their penalty strokes properly and things like that. But
if I'm going to break 90, I follow all the rules. It won't take mulligans or anything like that.
Is that the number? So
I have an answer to that.
Yeah, well, I'd love to know your guys' opinion. Is 90 the number?
It's not my opinion. There was a TikTok done by, I want to say, CBS Sports Golf. I saw this maybe a month ago or so, where they walked around and asked, I don't think they asked golfers. I don't know or did I see one with golfers? Maybe I saw one it was a mix of golfers and it was CBS analysts and stuff like that. But they said, what is good golfer? And a lot of them said if you break 90, because what was the number they put? Like your top 30%, like only like 30, 25, like I forgot what the number was of people that break, like 50% of golfers break 100 consistently. I forgot what it was of 90.
I'm surprised it's that high.
I think it might be only 25% of golfers break 90 or something like that. So they said, they were saying if you break 90 on a consistent basis, you should consider yourself a good golfer.
Yeah.
Naturally, if you're in the 70s and you're breaking 80 or you're a scratch golfer or stuff, you're not a good golfer. You're a great golfer. Like you're in a different level. But to consider yourself actually a good golfer, if you're breaking 90 consistently, is where that TikTok I saw with. And try to remember if there was any actual golfers in there, or if it was a lot of the CBS golf analysts, which have some amazing people that follow the tour, or if it was a mix. But there was a video that was recently, there was a couple of saying breaking 80, there was a couple saying breaking 100. You should consider yourself, but I think that like the average was if you're breaking 90, you're a good golfer.
Well, we'll see what Perplexity says here. So using the strict every rule, every putt hold, no mulligans standard, the best available estimates, breaking 100, roughly, this is a bigger range, roughly 10 to 25% of all golfers can break 100. But then it also says breaking 90, roughly 10 to 25% of all golfers. So this isn't great information. But breaking 80, roughly 2 to 10% of all golfers.
Breaking 80, I think I've only shot in the 70s once or twice.
Yeah.
And it was only a couple of years ago where I finally did it. And that felt very rewarding.
Well, here's a different one. It says
some more information here too.
About according to the National Golf Foundation,
That's
about 55% of adults can break 100, and then it says whereas breaking 90, it's about 25% of golfers break 90.
Yeah.
Here's even a further one. Are you gonna just break it down, or do I got to read it? No, I got to read it. 0.92% of golfers break 70. 21.42% of golfers can break 80. Oh, this one says 73.4% of golfers regularly break 90. Oh, so this is going into people that actually golf on a regular basis, which isn't on a more consistent.
I would love to be able to golf like 3 times a week minimum.
Me too.
What is
you own a course?
I know.
What is to you a good golfer?
I guess, to be honest, I would probably say 80.
Yeah.
For me, but I guess maybe that's just because I'm a pro, so that's I think I maybe think it at a little different level. But I watch a lot of people play golf, and like breaking, there's not a lot of golfers that break 100 if they're following all the rules. Like you're out there watching people tee off of anywhere, and you're just like they're duffing it in the water, they're hitting it sideways in the trees, and like
I still do that sometimes.
A stud like you?
Yeah, I get in my own head.
Well, once in a while, sure, but if you're standing on the first tee and you dunk 2 in the water off of 1 at the ranch, or hit them straight sideways in the trees, like,
yeah,
you should probably move up a tee.
I've done that.
Wow,
I've done that. It's been a while.
Maybe you should have had some lubrication in you before you teed off.
I enjoy swing lubrication provided by the ranch.
Yeah. Well, there you have it.
Yeah, to me, if you're going for a personal best or you're playing for a certain score, you should not take any mulligans or anything like that.
And
I'll never, like, if I shot an 82, but I had 2 mulligans. Well, you didn't shoot an 82.
Yeah.
You shot something else. But there is a point where I want golfers, like, you should enjoy golf. You should, if you need to take mulligans or drop the ball or move your ball to enjoy it better, go for it.
Absolutely.
But don't then be praising your score later. Don't be throwing it in and like, hey, I did this. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Like so that's where for me too. It's if I'm golfing, it's am I going for the score now or am I just going for the fun?
Yeah.
And if it's score, I don't want to take a mulligan. If I'm sitting behind a tree, I got to figure it out, take an unplayable or something. But I got to add the strokes. Because I want to be able to say, well, I shot an 82 today. I want to be able to say that I did it without assistance. Right. The only rule I do not do is, I can't, isn't it you lose a golf ball, it's two strokes or something if you lose it?
Stroke and distance.
Stroke and distance.
Yeah, so if you, they've kind of changed the rules in fun golf. Mm-hmm. So it's drop it up where you kind of lost it and take... if you won off the tee, you can't find it, you drop it in that spot, and you're hitting three.
Yes, and that's what I do. But I know, like, I think if you go deep, like the rule book, it's actually
you go back to the tee box and you're hitting three.
Yeah. So I don't want to do that.
That's punishing.
I don't do that one, and I just do like. I don't mind the agreement amongst friends. Like if you know where a ball went, and no one can find it.
Yeah, and it's not in the trees.
It's supposed to be in like the fairway or something, like in a decent spot. I can't find this. We don't have spotters like the pros do.
Exactly.
There's one that if everyone's like, no, it was here, I have no problem with, okay, this is where it's supposed to be.
Or leaf rules in the fall.
Like, leaf rule.
But and the worst is when someone like picks up your ball.
That happens for sure.
It does happen. I was telling the story last week. Like, I literally was driving to my ball. My brother was in the car with me. And I'm like, that's my ball. That's my ball to the person looking at my ball. I'm like, that's my ball. It was an older person, so I'm not going to yell and scream at them.
Yeah. You should.
They
might
picked it up and they went away, and I'm like, whatever. It was a crappy ball anyway. I'm like, what, fine. Like I looked at them like that was my ball, and they just ignored me. I'm not going to get in a fight with an old person on a golf course for
over a golf ball.
For a mid-level ball. Yeah, so I just dropped one and played on. But, But yeah, my uncle Diego is like, he's a pretty good golfer. He's in the 70s pretty much. I'd say probably like 65 to 70% of his rounds.
So
he's
that's
in
a
the
great golfer.
He no formal training. I think maybe he's gone for a couple of lessons, maybe if I'm remembering correctly. But loves the game, studied it, tried it. He didn't pick it up till he was like 25, 30, and he's done that. Like he's done a good job, and he's very stringent with the rules.
Yeah.
Not like anal, but and so that's kind of how I learned was from him. And he introduced me to golf deeper than my dad did. My dad was busier, and Diego really took to golf. And so when we play against each other, like now I'm very competitive against him. And there's very little room for, there's no mulligans.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, is that lie? Are you in the drain? No. Are you in a green or ground under repair? Yes, no. And we keep each other in check. Although he's pretty good at self-checking. And I appreciate that because it actually makes you, I think, better because you're pushing yourself. Testing yourself.
That was actually my rant of the week on the show yesterday was about handicaps. Because if you're going to play, if you're going to gamble on the golf course, or if you're going to play in real tournaments, you need to keep your handicap accurately. Mm-hmm. And that means, every stroke counts, no mulligans, even if you have a really crappy round, you still got to put it in. Even if you had a really, really, really good round, you still got to put it in because there's sandbaggers and there's reverse sandbaggers. So if you're a sandbagger and you're saying you're a 10 handicap, but you're really a 5 or 6, well, you're really cheating because whether you're gambling with your buddies, you're going in a tournament, you're setting yourself up with an inaccurate handicap that's going to enable you to win matches. And if you can feel good about looking yourself in the mirror after when you just took $40 off your buddy because you said you were a 10 handicap and you were a 5 handicap, well, that's not very, very integral. And then the other way, if you say you're a 10 handicap and you're really a 20 handicap and you want people to think you're really good, and then they go play with you, and you're like,
suck. Yeah.
This guy's no 10 handicap. Like, then you're embarrassing yourself. Like, just be who you are. Like, it doesn't matter.
No, it's like for you, if that person does that, it's easy money for you.
Well, if you're gambling, but then those people shouldn't be gambling.
Well, that's the thing. If they're going to do that, though, and they're going to be dumb enough to do that, then you should have no problem with that.
Then their nickname will be ATM.
Win cash, make a difference. Cara Family Resource Center, Spring 50/50. It ends today. Grab your 50% of the jackpot. Could be yours. The rest will help local families. You could buy online at rafflebox.ca/raffle/Cara FRC. That's Cara with a K. Or go to edmontonsportstalk.com and click on the link that we have there. Oh, no, it ended this morning. Never mind.
Wow.
It was till May 11th. I didn't know what time it ended. Well, if you got your tickets for the Cara Family Resource Center, stay tuned because you could possibly go win the 50/50. I looked at the timing wrong. I just knew it ended today at some point. So that's my bad. I should have looked a little better before doing that. I failed miserably right there. The portions of this hour are brought to you by the Hive Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk, promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, hiveproductmarketing.com. Murray McCourt from the VIP Golf Show and the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Tom Gazzola, Matt Iwanyk with you. A reminder coming up at 11. We do have the Lock Shop. We've got Oil Stream today, EST Afternoons, myself, Gager, and Benny, and then the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne all until 6 o'clock. And then on our audio streams today, we do have MCTV Podcast with Mark Majot of Cara Family Resource Center and Corey Graham. And then we got the Pipeline Show following that as well. So that's on our audio streams of EdmontonSportsTalk.com. I do want to get into the Edmonton Elks right away here because training camp opened up yesterday. Day 2's going today. But on our audio stream on Saturday, we did have the Edmonton Stingers game as they fell in a close one. I was watching it on CBC to Winnipeg. But you were there.
I was, yes.
You had a great time at the Stingers, did you not?
I did, yeah. It was a fabulous experience. If you haven't had a chance to go, you got to. The entertainment value is great. The basketball's good.
Yes, it's very good basketball.
Like there was players that I'm looking at and going, holy crap, this guy's good. And I'm looking up who he is on my phone and seeing where he's played and whatnot. And yeah, but the coolest part about it though is I was given the seats to the game and they were front row on the floor. And what an experience that was. We had so much fun. My wife, we were there with my wife, my son, and my son's best friend. And we had such a good time that on our drive to the ranch after we were going out to the ranch for supper, my wife went on her phone and bought front row courtside tickets to their Canada Day game.
Oh, that'll be
because
awesome.
we had so much fun. Like it was what an experience. It sucked they lost. So they had control of that game.
They did.
And then you know how they have that rule where with 4 minutes
Target score, yeah.
Yeah, it's 9. They add 9 to the team, and they were winning by like 6 or 7, I want to say, with the 4 minutes left, and then they lost. It's like, oh man.
And on free throws, Winnipeg went to the line, drained the 2, won the game.
Yeah,
See, I saw their last update because I follow them obviously on social media, and we were out and about, and I'm like, how are the Stingers doing? And I saw, I think it was 68-62 or something like that, and it's like target score time. And I'm like, oh, they got this. And then I followed up and I looked, and I'm like, no.
yeah. Now, I was talking to somebody that works with the team before the game, and he was telling me that Winnipeg, who they played, is supposed to be one of the better teams in the league, and that Edmonton's not supposed to have the best team. So, you know, all along when Edmonton had control of that game, I was thinking, wow, this is awesome if they're beating this team pretty handily. And then there was 2 players in particular on that Winnipeg team that I'm just like, man, these guys are good.
Xavier Moon?
Xavier Moon didn't play.
He wasn't there.
Oh, he didn't
He
play?
didn't play. He's finishing
Russia,
up his league. And so is Nick Hornsby for the Stingers. He didn't play because he's finishing up his season, I believe.
In Europe?
Yeah, I don't know where he is.
Okay.
Yeah, Xavier Moon, I was told, is in the playoffs in Russia right now, the Russian Pro League.
Okay.
And man, there's a lot of pro leagues in Europe. Like some of these guys are Poland and Greece and France and Russia, and like there's
I think
pro leagues.
the Israeli league is supposed to be pretty good.
That's a solid one.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, it's legit.
That's where they, is it David Blatt? Was that his name? Became the head coach of the Cavs with LeBron. I think he came from that league.
Huh.
Yeah. It's very entertaining. And they've done a nice job at Expo Center.
Yeah.
To the new seats, new lighting. They've, I think the way they aligned the court, they tweaked with that a bit. In the one end, did they have like the VIP tables and stuff?
They do. The only other time I went to a game was in those VIP tables, and there was like a buffet that we got access to. It didn't look like they had that now. There was just some free popcorn, I think, for them. But to be honest with you, I enjoyed that experience when I went before, and the entertainment and everything was great. But sitting at those VIP tables behind the net, you can't really see very much. I found I was watching a lot on the screen and stuff like that. But these seats on the floor, like, oh my God.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Amazing. I just loved it. Yeah.
Damon Bunting, if you're listening, look forward to getting out to a game again this year.
Yeah, I saw he has some advertising during the games. I saw that come up, but yeah, so good. Yeah, you got to go.
Yeah, and I think they have like some good like concession items. I think they have some cheaper drinks if you want.
My wife was drank a few coolers, and they were $5.
Yeah, they're not gouging you.
Yeah.
It honestly, bang for your buck. It's excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're lucky now that the Riverhawks have become what they've become and turned that into a wonderful outdoor experience. The Elks of the tradition and all that on the up and up as a team. You only get 9 of those a year unless there's playoffs.
Yeah,
which is great too, and hopefully that becomes a bigger and better thing. And then the Stingers have done a really nice job. I think we have some great options sports-wise in this city.
Yeah, no question.
Professionally.
Yeah.
No, I guess Riverhawks is short season college ball players.
Yeah, it's collegiate ball.
Who get drafted to the MLB.
And so, in the baseball, some of those players come and go early. Like who your team is at the end of the year isn't necessarily your team at the beginning because guys got to go back and play.
Yeah, playoffs is a
NCAA, or they get drafted.
It's a level
and
of who
leave.
stick around.
Yeah, and I was also told that this gentleman I was talking to before the game that is with the team, he was telling me like Xavier Moon wasn't playing for Winnipeg. This other guy, you said like there's a lot of guys. I think Winnipeg only had 9 guys there.
Oh, geez.
And so they said like a lot of guys aren't back yet. But then he said, depending on which leagues they play in, a lot of guys leave early again. And so they're not here. So that type of thing, is a little awkward because if you're cheering for a team all year long and then you get to the playoffs and like, oh, that guy's gone.
Yeah.
It's like,
But you know what kind of makes the Stingers and Riverhawks work is the fact that when you go to those games, we go to those games, I'm lumping myself in there, you're not comparing it to an NBA. You're not comparing it to an MLB. You're just like, okay, I know what level this is. I'm going there to have a good time.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a beer. I'm going to have a hot dog. I'm going to watch some basketball. Great athletes. I'm just going to go appreciate, have fun.
Yeah.
Okay? Go to a ballpark. I'm going to have a beer. I'm going to have a hot dog, maybe some ice cream. I'm going to watch some baseball on a nice day in a nice stadium and have a good time.
Yeah.
And then, but where it changes, and I don't want to get into this too much, but like with the football, it's not the NFL. I don't like anything unless it's the NFL. Sorry, it's not the same. These guys suck. No, they don't. They're excellent.
Yeah.
Most of them can play in the NFL. Some of them had troubled pasts. Some of them didn't get a chance. Some of them blew their chance.
Oh.
But you hear these Ocho Cinco's and guys like that. Johnny Manziel said it recently. They're like, no, like the average CFL player can play in the NFL. No problem.
Just need the opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like it. It's not the NFL. That's the voice I imagine they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
No, the Riverhawks. So I went to one game last year, and you were talking about beer. I don't drink beer. The only alcohol I drink is red wine, and I couldn't get a red wine in the stadium.
I'll give you Steve Hogel's number.
On a 20-some degree day when you're sitting outside, you still want wine?
If I'm going to have a drink, yeah. That's the only alcohol I drink. I don't even drink white wine.
Yeah, you'd probably have to get into that lounge downstairs.
No, I did the research. If I'm ever going to go again, I'm getting that behind the plate VIP section because I know they sell wine there.
Those are nice too.
That's the only place. So a suite or whatever. So, but I know I'm a hobnobber. I gotta sit in the
your setup
seats
at Elks games is like phenomenal.
It is, no question.
Yeah,
I can't wait the Clark Park game, which I'm guessing we'll talk about here when we get into the Elks. Like I've already asked them a couple times, like, where am I going to be in this game? And the answer I keep getting is, we don't know where we're putting you yet, but you're going to be in the stadium, and we will have a food and beverage component for you and your guests to enjoy. And I'm like, okay, but I just don't know what it's going to look like yet.
Yeah.
May 29th.
May 29th.
Down at Clark Friday. That'll be a fun one. With that, let's get to Hangout Headlines, which is brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value. We talked about it a little bit earlier as well. ranchgolf.com. Book your tee time today. Play Alberta has the Elks line at over under 7.5 wins this season for the Edmonton Elks. Jay's got the over boosted to plus 150. Go to EST Specials to get on that one. Over for you?
Yes.
What is the one concern you guys might have for the Elks going into this season? There's a lot of optimism, there's a lot of excitement, but like there's a line that's set at 7.5. This team hasn't made the playoffs in a number of years. What would be the concern?
For me, he's a great guy. I like him a lot. But at quarterback, we have a below average starting quarterback in the CFL, in my opinion, and that the quarterback. I mean, we have great offensive line. We have solid receivers. We have probably the best running back duo in the league. Mm-hmm. Our offense is really, really good.
So do you need it? Are you not? Do they need it an average or above average?
We're going to find out if they're predicted to get 7.5 wins. But then you look on the defensive side of the ball. The defense is, we've talked about it on the show, and you talk about it in your pre and post stuff. Like, they're young and upcoming, and they've added a few awesome pieces. I think the defense is going to be good. So I think if they have a weakness on this team, I think it's quarterback.
The only fear I have with Cody is he has had injuries at times throughout his career. Last year he was healthy.
Yeah. No, he played hurt.
Well, in terms of injuries, that's a great point.
Yeah.
In terms of missing games, that adds to it, though, is that he was hurt last year.
He was nicked up.
There'll be a nick up this year. Is that going to hurt this team? But then is Taylor Powell capable enough to lead this team in those periods to get some victories?
Yeah. I've become pretty good buddies with Taylor Powell already. He's a big golfer, and I talk with him like almost every day. And he is a really good guy and seems really popular with the players and whatnot. I think he could be a really good leader. Now, where he is in the football field, I mean, that's still to be determined. He had that great start in Hamilton a couple of years ago, and then Bo Levi kind of bumped him back. But we're going to see. I can't see. I would call him and Cody probably pretty equal, maybe.
They gave him a 3-down nation has been showing like top paid players by position. Very fascinating. And by all accounts in the article, like they paid him to be like basically a borderline starter and to have him as the backup to Cody.
He's good. And Cody's going to retire at the end of this year. I think everyone
he's got 1-2 years max.
Yeah.
When you're constant, and Ed's talked about this too, when you're starting to think about retirement, it's not much left.
Yeah.
And this is now 2 off seasons in a row he's contemplated it.
Yeah.
You don't have much more time that you're going to keep playing.
They got Taylor. They think that he can be the next one. And the other difference, I think, between the two of them is I think he's young. He's got room to grow and improve, where, Cody at this stage of his career, we know who he is and what he is. And I mean, he's fine quarterback, but he's not elite.
By accounts, yesterday got off to a fat start. Cody did. Baptized Big Uke in the nasty chat. My only concern for this team would be a slow start and getting behind the 8 ball early. That's a defeating feeling, which
agree.
Smith TM14 added. Right, needs some win early. Beat Ottawa, steal a home opener against Montreal. That would be 2-0. To Baptized Big Uke, this is last year about being worried about getting behind the 8 ball early, because next year we don't have to worry about that, because you can go down 0-9 and you're still fine. You'll make the playoffs.
Right.
You're still fine. Last year, we have to. But that is, and especially because it is Ottawa. Like Ottawa, who knows what they're going to be this year? New coach, who's probably Ryan Didwood. He's
one of the best in the league.
Yeah, I'm sure. If he's not one, he's number 2. You know, in the league type thing. He's one of the best head coaches right now in the Canadian Football League. They go at him. We'll see what changes that they've made, what will look like the Ottawa Redblacks. But it's also game 1 for them to have to figure out the chemistry, to figure out things going. That's a team to take advantage of.
Yeah.
You have the continuity, which this team hasn't had for a number of years. You need to go take advantage of game 1, snag a victory out in Ottawa. You get a bye week, you get to rest up a little bit more. Then you can try to build that anticipation too from a business perspective for home opener Saturday at like 1:30 or something like that, an afternoon game. Awesome.
Yeah.
Bring people here. You don't have to worry about an Oilers Stanley Cup run or anything like that. They definitely need, at the very least, that first win. They need that first win.
I agree. I had a fairly lengthy conversation with Chris Morris recently, and I asked him, one of the questions I asked him was about the draft and how he felt they did in the draft, and he was ecstatic about it. And Maddie, especially you, probably going to remember the names. They drafted a linebacker, was it 3rd overall? He says this guy's a player. He said, like he's expecting him, probably not be a starter this year, but he said he's going to be an absolute elite starting linebacker in this league, not too far down the road. And then he reminded me, and I'm going to forget this guy's name too. There was a guy that they drafted, I think it might have been in the 2nd round last year, that was supposed to be one of the top 2 or 3 players in the draft.
Darian Newell.
But then he got suspended for a year.
Oh, right.
And he said now he's back. He said this guy can play. He said he's good.
So he's a linebacker too?
Defensive line.
Yeah.
He'll be fighting on the defensive line. You got Malik Carney. You've got Robbie Smith. You got Jared Brinkman. Noah Curtis is healthy. You've got Noah Taylor. You'll have Darian Newell. There's quite a few bodies that will be on that defensive line. Some good battles, but also the one thing that the D line last year was great rotation.
Yeah.
But Newell is one that you're adding him if he pans out to being what they expect, like just excellent Canadian depth that you're also adding there.
Yeah, and when you're just wrapping off that list of players, like holy depth, and the same thing offensive line, like they've got a lot of really quality depth in a lot of key positions, and so man, like the 7.5, like I'm not a gambler, but I'd bet that all day.
In the secondary, like JJ Rawson's for all forward back for the corner spots, like there isn't. It's going to be a legit defense, or should be, and hopefully this year they can get off to a hot start.
Yeah,
because that could be one of the better defensive units in the Canadian Football League. If what we saw in that second half of the season last year is who that defense could be, they will be one of the top defenses.
For sure.
And that then just helps the offense moving forward. Cody Grace, no, Jake Julian. Jake Julian is going to be here for the whole year as the punter, and like Cody Grace was good too, but Jake Julian's leg is something else. And
Grace's leg was pretty good too.
It was, but that's the thing. Jake Julian's was better.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that no one ever wants to really talk about a punter, but he's a game changer in some of the stuff that he can do. And we'll see what Vincent Blanchard could do. You know, could he take that next step as a kicker? Had a little bit of struggles early last year, settled in, had a little bit of struggles later. But if he can lock in and be a solid kicker and take that next evolution in kicking, it's been a number of years since the Elks have had a kicker that you could believe in.
How about the growth of J.C. Sherritt as a defensive coordinator too? I mean, year one last year
started off very poor,
but he got better. And look at the success they had later in the year with players that none of us ever knew about. Now you're wrapping them off as guys that are key contributors. And I think I talked about this a while back on the show. I was with JC for a little bit, and he was telling me about how they have the players now and the depth now that they can implement so many wrinkles into their defense with the continuity that they have that they were never able to do before. And he said, we're going to make it so teams have no idea where pressure's coming from, and you know, guys that they think are going to come, they're going to back off into coverage, and guys that they, you know, vice versa. So he was really, really, really excited about what he thinks he can do with this defense. So that's great.
Yeah. Jay Milton, aka Javier, as I like to call him, texting in, says the Elks O-line was up and down last season. I feel it's been addressed this offseason. More time for Fajardo, more commitment to the run game. However, how soon that offensive unit can come together is the question. I believe they've got the pieces offensively. The only, I'm not sure I'm that worried about, but the only area where I go, let's see how it plays out, is at wide receiver. Like the receiver, Austin Mack comes in, great pickup, obviously, by all accounts. Then who's your number two? Keon Julian Grant, right? They're paying him big bucks.
It was a little inconsistent last year at times too. Some
untimely drops that were costly. Yeah,
but also some amazing big moments.
Yeah, he did. He did. I'll give him credit. He bounced back with some big plays too. Benjamin Victor, that's a guy I know they're really high on.
He's so big too. He could be a big possession guy. Yeah.
I heard the morning show talk about Zach Mathis. Where does he fit in? Who are they mixing in late?
Joe Robustelli is somebody that they added.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Odu Hilaire is another guy.
There was a guy that was putting it together late in the season. So the potential seems good for the receiving core.
They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 guys in camp that are wide receivers. Brendan O'Leary Orange, they've also brought in, who's a national. JML's going to join me because he's at camp today. He's going to join me and Gage on EST afternoons 2:20ish to talk some Edmonton Elks too.
I have to get down. Maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna go down.
I will say, I agree with Jay there. Like, the one thing also is I think it took a while for Jordan McSimic as OC last year to realize what he had, and not yes, both guys, but really Justin Rankin and knowing that you got to get this guy the ball because good things happen when you get the ball. So that commitment early, I'm assuming, to start the year to get the ball to Rankin is going to be something that they're going to go, and we'll see if Rankin can do that, because we could be looking at just a star. Last year he was a star, but can he take that elevation where if he continues that level, he's superstar in the league.
Yeah, Max Simic is an interesting one too, where I was so excited when he got hired, and then especially most of the way through the season, I thought, why doesn't he get a little more aggressive with his play calling? Just too much small ball and not getting the ball throwing the ball down the field and spreading out their defense. I don't know. I just thought it was too boring, too bland of play calling last year.
Maybe he develops a little bit more, but. The other thing, too, this is what I would ask, how much of the Cody Trey dilemma maybe held him back from kind of really blossoming?
But Cody was the guy for
growing that offense.
3/4 of the season in the end, really, or 2/3 of the season.
Because Trey got the first 6?
Something like that.
Yeah.
So it's there was time to get Cody. So if you're seeing that, if it's that near the end of the season, you have time to put stuff in that you need to.
Well, I'm just asking. I'm how much of it did it delay where they wanted the fast tracking of the offense or finding that right rhythm?
That's just my question. Cody, is his arm good? Can he throw the ball down the field far to make these big plays downfield?
That's kind of one of his knocks. Though.
Yeah, it is for sure. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see him Mac though. Mac.
As long as he stays healthy.
Yeah, he should a big piece.
He's battled injuries the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So if he's hurt, if he goes down, then that's a huge concern, obviously. But if he's healthy, he's a beast.
Yeah.
That's just the only fear I have with Austin.
Yeah.
I love the addition, but he was with Atlanta 2 years ago, came back, joined Montreal second half of the season, got hurt twice at that time, I think. Came back, played a game or two, got hurt. Came at the end of the season, got hurt again, and then last year he battled injury. So that's just the only concern I have, is that can he be consistently available for the Edmonton Elks? Because all those other names are great, but if you lose an Austin Mack, and this team needed to go get a top number 1 receiver, they did, but if he's not there available to you, did you really go get that number 1 receiver?
Fair point.
But that's also then could a Hilaire or a Victor take that next step? Because they looked good last year.
Yeah.
Can they take a step to being more established everyday CFL receivers?
Yeah, and nothing to say they couldn't make an in-season trade if he went down with an injury and try to pluck somebody out of somewhere else.
That's true.
Or it's just that I did say there was 20 guys I named.
Mm-hmm. Well, fair.
Did Ed go find one?
Well,
Ed has a history of finding them at times.
What a good point.
He's one of those guys of that 20, one of those players that Ed goes, yeah, I found this guy. We're going to be talking about him in September, October. Where did this guy come from?
Who was getting into really late in the last couple games last year? I got to go back into the game log, but there was a couple guys, I think they came off the practice roster, and they put up some decent numbers. I'm where's this guy from? I got to look up the game log from last year.
And it's not like Ed doesn't have a history of bringing up some pretty good receivers.
Yeah.
I mean, Brandon Zylstra comes to mind in a big hurry.
Zylstra, Darrell Walker. Now, look, there's
Darrell
obviously
Walker,
scouts too, but as GM, you get credit for this as well. Duke Williams.
Duke Williams, yes.
He's another big
great
guy.
name that was. Darrell Walker was interesting, though, because he came on like a bat out of hell and was so good. But then, I don't know if injuries kind of derailed him, but he, maybe a bit of a attitude too, prima donna attitude. But I don't feel like he really ended up long-term what I thought he probably could have been.
It wasn't long-term, but he had a really good, probably, if I'm putting a guess right now, like 5 years where he was dominant. What was his name?
Jalen Calhoun was one of the guys late in the season.
That's a receiver?
Yeah. He had the 68 yards in that last game against Calgary. I was like, this guy's all right. But again, kind of garbage time, but is he even around anymore?
I don't recognize that name.
I got to go down there tomorrow.
Darrell Walker's a 4-time All-Star, 3-time West All-Star, 15, 16, 18 with the Elks, and then 2019 with the Argos.
Because he went to Tampa.
Yeah, he was. So he was here at Edmonton for a couple of years, then went to Tampa, came back to Edmonton, stayed with Edmonton, then went to Toronto.
And then back to Edmonton, right?
Yes. And then it kind of dropped from there, but he's a 4-time All-Star.
Yeah, I remember Hernan telling me they changed his diet and it affected like how his body responded to contact.
Oh, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
I want to say it was Prince Fielder. It might have been someone else. I remember a big boy in baseball who went to the vegan diet.
Yeah.
And his just arm strength, like his bat power dropped.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're not packing on protein, you're losing muscle in a big hurry. So,
And there's one of us say, it's sometimes like for your health, I get why you're trying to do different things, but there's also like there's a balance of like, okay, well, you're messing with something pretty significant that has made you this pro.
Yeah.
How do you balance that and stuff? It's the same. I've always said that with Vladdy Jr. There was always the questions about weight or something, and I always like it's a delicate balance to want him to shed a bunch of pounds, because how much of that is like, yeah, he could lose it, and how much it relates to home runs that he's hitting. Mm-hmm. So during the playing careers, those could have significant impacts.
Yeah, the Vladdy Jr. thing's funny because I think it was a headline. It's time to stop thinking about Vladdy as a home run hitter and more of a line drive hitter. What the hell's going on here? All he does is sock dingers. Now I know he's got fitter and all that, like you said, Matty, but like he's still supposed to crush the ball.
yeah, well, it's interesting how, like, whether it's golf, whether it's football, whether it's baseball, like when athletes change their bodies, it can significantly impact their performance on the field. Like like a great example in golf, David Duval was best player in the world when he was chubby guy and
Pudgy,
and then he got a crazy fit and he was never the same player ever again.
Yeah. Are you noticing a lot of guys on the PGA are kind of a little chubbier lately
Yeah,
compared to maybe in recent years?
yeah, for sure.
There's a couple more dad bods out there.
Yeah.
And they're right at the top.
I'm not 100% sure that fitness in golf, I mean, it is as impactful as it is in other sports. I mean, obviously when you're playing football, in baseball too, you see a lot of guys that don't look very fit out there playing baseball.
Yeah.
They're
great ball players.
Yeah, they're great ball players, but how they move as fast as they need to move or whatever, I don't know, but they get her done.
Yeah, you look at offensive linemen in football. We had a couple here, like big guys. And actually, a lot of offensive linemen, when they retire, you see they slim down big time.
Yeah.
They drop the weight very quickly, but they know how to move and they know how to get around the field and do what they need to do. And it's all relative to that sport.
They were great on Friday.
They were awesome.
David Beard and Coulter Woodmansey.
Well, it's going to be interesting where the O-line it does go, too, because I was talking with Jay after the show on Friday, and he thinks that Mark Cordy is going to be a sixth defensive lineman.
Really?
Well, but that's incredible depth, isn't it?
Yeah.
If Mark Cordy's your guy coming in off the bench.
And then, I saw Dave Campbell tweet going into the training camp, too, that you think it's between Beard and Cordy to be center, and the other person's whoever it is sixth offensive lineman.
Damn. Now, listen, there's always going to be guys getting nicked up, so they're going to get their playing time, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's a tough man's position.
Like Cordy makes a pretty good penny.
He does.
And so if he's the extra guy coming off the bench, I mean, usually you got to follow the money. But I
But if
Beard's probably pretty well compensated too.
Yeah, well, yeah, but if the formula works and you're getting the performance, and it's like as long as the wins are piling up,
Yeah.
I think spending the extra bucks probably is more palatable, right?
Yeah.
I would think.
Well, Coulter Woodmansey is the highest paid offensive lineman according to 3Down Nation.
Yeah, 300 G's. Not bad.
Do the Elks have anyone else on this list?
Cody's up there.
Who was that
Mark
other guy?
Cordy's the 11th highest paid offensive lineman. Carter O'Donnell's 13th.
Yeah.
They only did top 15. So the Mark Cordy might be your 6th defenseman, and he's your 2nd highest paid offensive lineman. To me, the math don't add up fully there.
But Matty, that's one where you might just stomach it because you're getting the
If you
results.
have the money. Yeah.
And if it's working, you just go, okay, go with it.
Yeah.
Because I'll be intrigued
For
where they
now.
want to put everyone. Like, is it going to go Beard with Woodmansey and O'Donnell in the interior? And then you go one of the 2 guys from Hamilton, the other 2 guys from Hamilton battle for that left spot. And then Brett Boyko's your right tackle. Or does O'Donnell move to right tackle? Boyko's that right guard. And again, it's still those 2 Hamilton guys that are right there battling for that one spot.
That battled each other in Hamilton for that same spot.
They did.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. The O-line will be a fun battle throughout training camp and see how Ed handles that going into the season with the cap and all of those type of things. Because also on D-line, there's a lot of players. Then there's moving around that, and they were the best at D-line when they were doing a rotation.
Right.
Not having just straight guys in. So can you make that work in the cap? If you can, awesome.
Yeah. Well, that's a great point too about the cap and where do they actually sit in the cap, because that information isn't out there like it is in other leagues, right? And
Yeah.
Because if Corday is going to be your 6th offensive lineman, do they say haircut time and you're going to be the 6th guy, you're going to need to take a pay cut? Or
And then like he'd be 6th guy based on the 4 positions, but that left tackle position would probably be that other guy from Hamilton.
Yeah. But do you want your 6th offensive lineman being your 2nd highest paid offensive lineman?
See, but that, again, if it's working and you
Sure.
have the cap space and flexibility,
Make it-
then just
And depth
This is the
great.
situation this year, and the depth, yeah.
The depth
just
is
let
great.
it be.
Yeah.
I would assume based on the receiving core, you've made some savings. Or
The one that I was going to flip it to the D line, like obviously Serezna's out. They brought in Khalil Mack. But like Robbie Smith gets paid a ton. He was hurt for a good chunk of last year.
and they renegotiate his contract and he's making the same basically.
Yeah,
I didn't get that one.
They're expecting him to bounce back in a massive way.
But if he doesn't,
Well, if he doesn't, you're right. That's
That was just one. Listen, I don't think we saw him at his full potential last year, obviously. But it was a tough first year here. And he got paid big bucks. And listen, I trust it's for very good reason. So we'll see. But
We'll see, yeah.
That's one name. I'm like, if we're talking about the guys on the offensive line, what about the D line? Because there's a significant investment there.
yeah.
And
As there should be. You got to get after the quarterback.
yeah, exactly.
so Mack is 9th highest receiver in the league.
Austin Mack is?
Yeah, Julian Grant's 14th highest in the league. I think this goes 20 deep. And they don't have anyone else.
Yeah, so
that's what I'm saying. If those are your top 2, like Robustelli's not up there. So maybe you've found some savings with the other receivers. You have your 2 guys that you have a little bit of cash to, and then that gives you the ability on the O-line to save some. And the cap did go up this year.
Yeah.
So like the Elks weren't too busy on free agency.
Well, they were busy enough.
No,
They
but I'm
added
just
some
thinking of
pieces.
the like. I don't know if they would have maybe Ed just knew that I've got that extra space, but he could have went to go get an extra player or 2, but instead, I'm going to do offensive line. I'm going to have 7 offensive linemen that I'm very happy with whoever
Bring
they
up
are.
quarterbacks. I'm curious because if they save money on quarterback without Trey, because Trey
Was 400.
was $400.
And Cody signed for 150. It was very reasonable for
Right, but now you got to think that maybe Cody's getting.
Cody's is up.
Cody's is almost 4. He's 8th highest in the CFL, but his max is almost 450.
Yeah. And I think Taylor Powell
Is 11th.
to probably got a decent.
He's 145. So I would guess that the numbers are
pretty
equal.
similar there.
Yeah, there is no real one way or another.
Yeah, they just gave Cody his money.
And Rankin and Leak are around the same amount.
Wow.
Thank you, 3 Down Nation, for this.
Like how
3 Down Nation,
CFL
Duncan,
running
JC, and that crew.
Contracts.
Those guys are awesome. They're a great resource. Get you ready for every week on their podcasts or their articles. They're dialed in, man.
So Rankin's 5th, Leak's 6th.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. Well, because Leak's a returner too. I mean, he's elite. Like, what a combo those two guys are. I'd like to see them. We talked about this before too. I'd like to see more sets where they're both on the field at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one thing I didn't do enough last year. Did they?
Yeah, when you have that kind of talent, you don't sit it on the bench.
Rankin can catch the ball really well too. What was he like? Their second leading receiver?
Yeah, he was up there.
Leading receiver last year. I remember, and they're both characters, and I know they're really good friends too.
Yeah.
I remember Javon ran one back for a kick return touchdown or punt return touchdown, and he had to go to the room, and I was like, they wanted to interview him at the half, and I was like, "Hey, are you okay?" Like, he's like, "Yeah, I just fell on the ball."
Oh,
I'm like, "Okay, you're fine."
yeah.
They're also different backs, stylistically.
Sure, which is
That's why having them on the field together, you know, if you're the defense, okay, I don't know, like Leak's going to try to get to the outside and burn you with his speed almost, if you will. Rankin can do that, but Rankin's going to go through traffic, break 2 tackles and be gone.
Yeah.
And when that guy gets going, he's gone type thing. But how do you deal with which
both of them?
And that's where, like, I would love almost Cody with Leak to his left behind him and Rankin to his right behind him. And was he going to hand it off to Rankin straight up the middle or whatever? Or is he going to pitch it off to Leak or something, or fake a pitch, hand it to Rankin, or
maybe we see that.
Like that's what I'm hoping that we see, because I thought we would have saw that last year and we didn't.
Yeah, are they both going to slide out into little screen sides on each way? Which way is it going?
Well, that you could do that.
Yeah, it spreads out the defense and
maybe people creep in and then you hit Austin Mack deep.
I was just going to say the same thing, right? Because if both of those guys are on the field,
or Julian Grant,
a safety is coming up, and your linebackers are staying put. They're not backing off into coverage very quickly, so that could potentially open up a lot of field for Austin Mack to get her done.
I mean, like, hopefully that full year, all of that. Jordan McSimic comes in with, because he was the mad scientist he was supposed to come in as.
Yeah, and we
didn't get that.
No,
but there is that ability to be that mad scientist still with this team, and I really hope we get that done. So Elks next weekend, they're in Langley taking on the Lions in preseason, and then on the 29th they're at Clark taking on the Stamps, and then they'll be getting ready for CFL season. Whew. It's almost here. It's almost here. Camps gets going. I can't wait till next week though, because I want those depth charts. Oh, well, the next week's depth chart's not going to be the greatest.
No,
it'll be the week after. Because I'd love to see who. Well, and I'll have to hear from Jay. Like, who's starting at middle linebacker?
Yeah, I was going to say Jay should get a pretty good sense of things out there today. But
what does that linebacking core look like?
Because you got DeBlanco, Mogeson, Anderson. Who's the fourth now?
Who was it? Was that Logan Jr.?
Logan Jr. Yeah, because Jalen Garden, sometimes if he had to, he'd move up to linebacker, but I think he's better served as DB. Where's Royce Metier right now? Is he still with the
injured? Yeah,
he's injured. He's 3 guys got suspended by the team yesterday. He was one, but that's just he's not here yet.
Yeah,
one guy will be retiring, and one guy's still playing in the league in Switzerland. So they were put on the suspended list. But Metier he was basically like an Achilles or whatever it was last year. So,
and I mean, if he can come back healthy partway through the season, that could be, because he was a disappointment a little bit last year too, and then he got injured and whatnot. Like
they're finding
him
though.
and Robbie Williams together came from Toronto, right? And
and Brinkman.
There was high hopes for those guys.
He was the DB's captain.
Yeah, so
great guy.
Yeah, really
great guy. Honestly.
No, I can't stress that enough too. Like Maddie and I were talking about it again before, when I was at that event to introduce all of the new free agent signings. And I said this to Chris Morris the other day. I said, like, Chris, you guys are clearly going after quality people. And
important.
and because every single one of those guys, and you guys met with Manzi the other day. That guy is such a good guy and family man who's living here in Spruce Grove. He's planning on staying here like permanently with his wife and his kids. And I was asking him the other day like what he was doing after that wine fest, and he was got to get home, get the kids, help get the kids in bed. Like he's just a down to earth family man.
Yep. Yeah, they were great. They were awesome. That Friday show was so much fun. And then we were talking hunting after.
Oh, were you?
I put them in touch with Ryan Kohler. Hopefully they take them up on, get to know some spots in and around the Bow Zone. I mean, right there in Parkland County and Spruce there.
Yeah.
It's a perfect spot.
Well, there you have it.
It's going to be a fun season.
It is. Let's hope so anyways, because like you said, if they can just get a win or two early and just take the breathe. We didn't start 0-2 or whatever.
Well, what is the team? I don't know what their record would be, but we're going into August and the records, let's even say 5-3. I don't know if the math works for 4-3 going into that game in August. How much buzz could there be around the team as you're getting set for the Labor Days? You're getting set for all of that. I think there'd be a nice buzz around that team, that this team's competitive. And I think this West is just take the 5 teams, put them in a hat, draw them out of the hat 5 times, and any of those possibilities that you draw are possible.
Do you think Winnipeg's on the down, though?
I do.
Because I kind of feel like...
I do, but they go out and they bring in one of the better offensive linemen to help try to bolster that O-line. They bring in Tim White on their offense. They still have Brady.
Dembski.
Like that. Now they were some of the winners of free agency this year, which could go against you. But that's a team that wouldn't shock me if all of a sudden they're back second in the West type thing.
What about Calgary?
I was going to say, I think Calgary their record was way better than anyone thought it was going to be last year. I thought they were kind of consensus bottom of the division, and they weren't. So maybe they.
But if that D line is healthy and that defense is like they were at the first half of the season, they were the best team in the CFL.
They lost some pieces on that D line. Jalen Hutchings went to Minnesota. He was good, and then who else?
But if they've rebuilt that, because they had 12 new starters last year,
all new starters,
right?
Yeah.
So if they can get some guys and they stay healthy, could they shoot back up? VA's now there for a second year.
Yeah.
And first half great, second half dropped, but then in the playoff game pushed BC right to the very end and almost knocked them off.
And BC should be solid.
BC should be solid, but I'm always going to be questioning their defense. Saskatchewan got hit a bit with free agency, but they are the champs.
Yeah.
I could still see the Elks anywhere between first and fifth. I could see the Riders maybe more first through third. Calgary second through fifth, Winnipeg first through fifth, BC first through fourth, probably, if it's first through third type thing.
Yeah, but you had Elks listed as something through fifth. Oh, Matty.
But would it if on
fifth
after
at 9-9?
the regular season and we're saying the Edmonton Elks are last in the CFL, based off the history of this franchise, would that really completely it would suck? There'd be a lot of disappointment. I don't know where the team goes from there, but would that completely shock you?
Yes, it
would.
Okay, because I'm bought. We talk about the roster where's a weakness? Are they? I mean, I threw out quarterback, but
you could make an argument maybe the wide receiving potentially could be.
But you offset that by putting both running backs on the field at the same time.
Sure.
And that alleviates that issue altogether.
Is this defense going to have the answer to Nathan Rourke? They didn't last year.
They have torched Edmonton.
So that's a couple losses you could possibly have right there. I know. And there's a level of burned too many times with this franchise over the last number of years. And I know that's not Ed. I know that's not Mark Killam.
And,
a lot of that goes to the guy like Jamie Elizondo and Chris Jones and like that. But that's where it's like it wouldn't shock me if all of a sudden we're sitting there and it's 1-4 to start the season and we're going, here we go again. Just because, like, if they lose that first game to Ottawa, there's a possibility.
Oh, I know. That would be devastating.
And people say they're pros and they weren't all part of it, but does that just start creeping in?
Yeah.
We got to go. Like, now the pressure's on to go win the next one because you don't want to go 1-2 because then it could be 0-3, then it could be 0-4. They need to get that 1 year where they just they're 2-2 through 4 games.
Yeah. But I love this coaching staff. And I really love the continuity that, like, this team hasn't had continuity on or off the field for a long time. And they
Since
have
Moss
it now.
was here.
Yeah.
They had a little bit of those.
So how long is that?
2018, 2019, maybe
so
in there.
almost a decade. So man, that continuity, and I really like Killam as a coach, and JC's going to keep improving and getting better. And, Max Mick, I mean, I was disappointed with him last year, as we were talking about, but man, I think that there's just potential that these guys could really turn that corner and be, one of the elite teams.
And that's where also I put them still, that they're like, it wouldn't shock me if completely, wouldn't predict it, but they're first in the West at the end of this year. Like, they're that they rode what that second half of last season. That's who they are. And they're,
I can see it.
We're talking about them getting ready for the West final in November here. So it'll make for a very, very fun season when that does come. And then reminder, I can't remember when it starts, but Tuesdays on the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, 5 till 5:30 will be the Mark Killam Show.
Oh, nice.
He'll be on with Reed and Jay every Tuesday, most Tuesdays, I should say. Labor Day, I'm assuming that one either will have to be moved or maybe it won't be on. It's compact week. They play on the Monday and all that. So we'll see how that fully plays up with the Mark Killam Show with Reed and Jay.
That's gonna be awesome.
Right here on Edmonton
And
Sports Talk.
you and Jay are still doing pre and post?
Yes, we are. Presented by Commonwealth Stadium.
Wow.
The brick building sponsored us, like the whole concrete structure has sponsored us. They've got a busy summer coming up for them. They've got Post Malone and Jelly Roll for 2 shows. They've got AC/DC. They've got Foo Fighters.
Yeah. That's going to be huge.
And the
busy
Elks.
summer.
And June 1st,
Oh, is there some soccer thing or something?
Canada, Uzbekistan. Get your tickets. Over 35,000 tickets sold. It's probably closer to 40 by now. Uzbekistan.
Okay.
By the time that we get closer to that, I think there'll be a buzz. I'll say this: if we can get over 50,000, let's do it, Edmonton.
That's
because,
awesome.
We could set the record. If we fill out that place, we'll set the record for the biggest Canadian men's soccer game in attendance-wise in Canadian history. Let's send a message to everyone that we are the place for all of that. But June 1, so the Commonwealth even busier. Guns N' Roses, forgot that one too.
Didn't they get 60,000 for Brazil, Canada in '94?
I don't know what the official records were. I don't think it was that one.
That was a friendly as well.
Because Azteca, Canada, Mexico would have set the record. There were over 50,000 tickets sold, and the snowstorm happened. So only 40-something, well, not only, over 40,000 showed up.
Those are great games.
But we would have set the record. So what is the Canadian?
Well, I will skip out on that game and make sure there's extra space for other EST listeners that want to
Perfect.
go that one. Yeah, I'll just skip out on that.
Yeah. I think that would be fun to go check out.
You want to go? You're going to go?
I'm on the fence.
BC places the records 54,798.
Do they have the attendance from that game in '94 that was here when Brazil played Canada? Apparently that was pretty popular.
What about that other game that was here in the snow? It was like in November.
That was Azteca.
That was
the one I was
Azteca,
talking
yeah.
about.
Oh, that's the one you're talking about.
Yeah, that was 51,936.
That's pretty damn good.
No, we sold for that second game. We sold over 50,000 tickets.
Yeah.
As Edmonton bought up, I should say 50,000 tickets. And then the snowstorm happened the night before, which, like, if you lived out of Edmonton, you couldn't drive into Edmonton.
Yeah.
Basically, it was just this massive storm. And 40, so because the announced attendance was over 40,000. So I thought that was going to be like 15,000 people were going to show up. I was very worried.
Well, there was a lot of snow. Didn't the players jump in the snowbank after
Sam
a goal or
Adekubi.
something like that?
But that's where I was. And so we got over 40, which was great. But if it wasn't for that snowfall, like they had 50,000 sold, we would have had the record for the highest attended game. And we might get there.
Yeah.
And we might get there for this one.
Those games were great. I watched them both I was like, this looks fantastic. The city's into it. The team's playing well. They're going to the World Cup for the first time since '86. Oh, there's so much
now that it's
good
closer,
energy.
when the World Cup first happened, and you were talking about all the time, and I was trying to stay awake or whatever because soccer and me aren't friends. But now that we're closer, what's Canada going to do?
We're got to see the roster fully and how healthy we are. There's a lot of injuries that Canada's had over the last number of months, and who's going to get there is promised. David going to be ready for this team. Davies is out 4 to 5 weeks, so he probably won't play on June. Well, he won't play June 1. He'll be ready for some point in the tournament. I don't know if he'll be ready for Bosnia in game 1. So I'd really, the health wise, I'm very concerned to a degree. But if they can find a way to get a victory in game 1, they're in a very good spot to win the group, I would say.
Okay.
You win that one, you go beat Qatar, can you find a draw against Switzerland? And potentially could that be enough to win your group? They should be good enough to move on, though. They should be a top 3 team. I know people are worried about Bosnia, and look, they're not the easiest, but Canada should also be. We are ranked where we are in the world for a reason. But it's just a lot of injuries. And so now it's like a lot of finger crossed, like that there are no more. And everyone that's back is healthy. Alistair Johnson's been playing well for Celtic, so that's good because he's been back. I'll say right now, second in the group we'll win. We'll go second in the group.
All right.
We'll beat Bosnia. We'll beat Qatar. We'll lose to Switzerland.
So Switzerland
will go 3-0, and we'll be second. Moving on.
Cool.
That's my prediction.
All right. We'll hold you to it.
Maddie, I have one thing really quickly.
Go for it.
Text came in from Brandon from Windsor. Says, is there any truth to the rumor that Austin Matthews is in Edmonton hanging out with McDavid this past weekend? So really quickly, no truth to that rumor. That is a bad rumor. That photo you saw, Belzy sent it to Pagnotta and I'm like, oh my God. They're claiming it was at Cactus Club West Edmonton Mall. Well, clearly, if you think that was Cactus Club West Edmonton Mall, you've never been there because it looks nothing like that. That photo is from those two in Germany. Peg says Matthews is in Arizona right now and Connor's in Toronto. So bad rumor. Just people kind of stirring it up. So I just want to get that out of the way. Thank you, Brandon, for bringing that up.
Yeah, he was in Utah.
Happy to.
Oilers talk on a hangout.
We have the Oil Stream.
We'll wait till the Oilers announce that press conference if one of those is to come, or they announce everyone's back. At some point, they'll have to make some sort of declaration.
This week is like the right week to, if they're going to make a decision, this is it, because they have meetings coming up next week, getting ready for the draft.
We already did Play Alberta over under. Download the app, visit them, playalberta.ca, playalberta.ca/EST. All the money staying here in the province, but we did with the Elks over 7.5. This coming in, Irfan Gaffar. He has, he's quote tweeting. He must be quote tweeting, or no, he's saying something. Elliott is right. Daniel and Henrik Sundin were offered larger front office roles with the Vancouver Canucks and accepted over the weekend. The structure, what they're trying to do, is starting to take shape. So out in Vancouver, we're possibly looking at the Sundins taking over that organization in a way.
Wow.
Well, you would see them or one of them on the road with the team. Like, they'd be here in the press box.
Oh, would they?
Yeah, in whatever role they had prior to this.
So since this is my last hangout for a few months, since golf course is picking up, give me your guys' call, your prediction on any bigger changes within the Oilers, not players, coaching, management. How's that going to play itself out?
I'll take the safe one. I think Chris Knobloch and the bench are all gone. Everything else is the same.
It sounds like there's going to be some internal restructuring. The coaching thing, yeah, I mean, didn't sound like things ended on a positive note with the coaching staff. Yeah, you're going to see some people get promoted. Whether or not that's good, we'll see. I have my own thoughts on that, and I'll leave it at that.
Paul Coffey promoted? Well, that wouldn't be
Can't
a promotion.
promote him to owner, can you?
No, but yeah. I don't know.
He's already number 2.
President of hockey ops or something like that.
I'm curious where Jeff Jackson fits into all of this.
Yeah.
If he's part of the plan going forward, or if they decide he might not be. I don't know. I would assume they'd keep him around, but who knows?
Before we go, then, what's your prediction?
I think Knobloch starts the season as a head coach. I think there'll be coaching changes with his staff, but Knobber stays.
Yeah, it's too weird. If they do ultimately still make a change, I don't know why you would have already just done that. And then they still, I think they might still, but just cut ties.
No, selfishly, because my Hawks have the Oilers' first and second round draft pick next year. Keep Stan Bowman, please. Keep him. Let him just keep doing what he does, and we'll be there, reap the rewards in next year's draft.
Golf season's getting going at the ranch, so Murray, we'll be back on the Hangouts near the end of golf season. But you don't miss out on Murray VIP golf shows Sunday, 8 o'clock right here at Edmonton Sports Talk. You can check out last week's episode or yesterday's episode on our website, edmontonsportstalk.com, or tomorrow on our audio stream, a replay at 6 o'clock following the Reed Wilkins show. But Sunday, 8 a.m. This week, you've got...
Oh, the big topic's going to be, I got Clausen coming on.
Yes.
We're gonna hammer out this live thing that Liv's dying.
John Rahm had an albatross this weekend, and cameras didn't catch it. That's the live broadcast.
Well, isn't that brilliant? But yeah, like it's so fun. Like he's been the biggest live supporter ever, so I've had him on the show a few times to try to convince me that live is good. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Liv's gonna die. But so
get the eulogy ready.
Get the eulogy ready, exactly. So which is great. Get more best on best for us fans to see. You know, Liv played a role in making professional golf better for everybody. So I guess that's a good thing.
They shocked the system.
Yeah. But now, I mean, the separation of best players and not being able to see best on best is frustrating as a fan, right?
Mm-hmm. But then it also did make the majors just a little bit extra because
it did.
We got them all
I don't
back.
disagree with that either.
VIP Golf Show, 8 o'clock Sundays right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Thanks again, Murray. Tommy's got a well stream coming up at noon. Lock Shop next. We've got EST Afternoons, myself, Gager, and Benny, the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milton, all till 6 o'clock right here in Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. Thank you to everyone for tuning in to The Hangout. Brought to you by Sentinel Storage, Canada Storage, experts more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life transition. By Canadian Store, Canadian. On behalf of Murray, Tommy, I'm Matt. Thanks for tuning in to The Hangout. Right here in Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. Lock Shop, Dusty and us coming up in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Look at this. Let's go.
There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with here. Joining us today.